Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Green and Gorgeous. It is just Tori and I tonight. Emily is out of town. We are going to be breaking down all things Packers, these ugly few last losses as Kingston's throwing into the room. Tori, how's your week going?
It's a lot less stressful than last week, that's for sure. I've been going to bed at 9 o'clock every night. It's been fantastic.
That sounds a lot more peaceful to my life lately. I would die to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night, but I have tweets to publish at 9 o'clock every night. So
Couldn't be me.
little shade throwing at Game On Wisconsin right now. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. All right. Well, we're gonna keep our thoughts on this Jets game pretty short because I think we all kind of are thinking the same thing. This team is ugly. It's ugly.
It's not pretty.
It's hard to watch. I think that, a lot of us are wondering what the hell is going on right now. So, Tori, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on that Jets game was that it was disgusting. I honestly, with the wedding and everything I had to drive people to the airport and stuff. So I really only got to watch the first half and then I had to listen to the second. And I'm very glad I didn't have to watch the second. It would have just pummeled me into the ground, I feel like.
Yeah, I can understand that. You and I were talking before the show, and I said, at this point, I just, I don't even get my hopes up for games anymore. I don't get excited about them. I don't get upset about them. At some point, I feel like you just have to, disconnect from the shitty job that this team is doing, and I've completely done that.
I still have hopes that we'll win and do okay, but I've said it before, I know our time is coming to where it's not going to be that good. And this could be the start of it, unfortunately.
So someone in the comments brought up a good point. The Packers are awful since you started Green and Gorgeous. Why is this losing streak your fault? Honestly, it's probably our fault because
look at us. We're a fucking disaster.
Yeah, we're a disaster. My life is a disaster. And so now the Packers are a disaster because I'm associated.
Yep. That's the only thing that makes sense to me as well.
So, I don't know that I would take all the blame, but
I'll take partial.
Maybe we'll talk to Jacob about it. Maybe we'll be like, hey, the Packers aren't doing well since Green and Gorgeous started. I think it's time to pull the show. And he'll probably tell us to go F ourselves or something along the lines of that. And
always positive criticism from him.
Very positive. 10 out of 10 positive guy. So after two losses, the Giants and the Jets, not great teams. Do you feel like it's time to panic?
It's hard not to, right? I haven't seen anything promising so far. Not one thing has been popping out. I was like, wow, that's good. So this was supposed to be the easiest portion of our schedule as well. And the fact that we just lost to those two teams is not helping. I said it at the beginning of the season when Rodgers called out all the receivers on catching the ball. I thought that that was going to be a sign that it's a big problem that he would publicly say that. And clearly it is. We had 5, I think, drop balls. But then, I can't even say it's all on them because Rodgers is launching a ball 50 yards when we just need 10 yards at a time. So things are spiraling. It's fine.
It's honestly kind of I don't know, this probably sounds bad, but it's honestly kind of funny to watch.
It's funny because it's there's no way this is real, right?
Exactly. I think that's why I say it's funny is because we're watching it and we're like, oh, Rodgers is gonna throw a deep ball to no one, and then what does he do? He does it, and then he does it 2 more times, and we're like, you could have ran the ball. You had 2 yards.
I'm just saying, when it is 1st and 10, stop launching these 50-yard balls. Clearly, our receivers are either not able to get to it in time, or you're just way downfield. You are just way off. You guys are not on the same page. So throw the ball 5 yards at a time, like, and see if you can do that and work with them, build confidence, and get to know each other a little bit more before we start chucking down these 50-yard passes. My God.
It's awful to watch, honestly. And like I'm just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You called out those receivers, in the beginning, and we're like, it takes time to build trust. Okay, so why are you throwing these balls to them like that? I mean, if it takes time to build trust and you know that they're not there, I feel like he's literally just doing this for shits and giggles. He came back and was like, you guys are going to pay me an absurd amount of money and you're not going to have any receivers and I'm just going to fuck shit up. Like,
yeah, right. But I'm like, dude, like you're fucking with your stats. Like your stats have been so good for like your career. And now like your career stats are just like not showing who you are at all. It's like I would hate for some Ben Roethlisberger like shit to happen to him where it's like, wow, he should have been done 2 years ago. I would hate for that to happen because he's very good and I think he's better than him.
So part of me is like, we should have traded Rodgers, right, when we had the opportunity, because people were willing to pay, a lot of money for Rodgers, and we could have gotten a lot of stuff for him. And now that window's up, right?
Oh,
Like
definitely closed. Yeah.
he's done. Like this is
I wouldn't have wanted to trade him. I did not feel confident in what we had afterwards with him. So I just don't know how I would feel about trading him. And I know it was a while ago, but still, I wouldn't wanted to I would have kept him. I just think we should have done more this off season. Like we should have been picking up free agents. There was so many this year. So many opportunities. And all I was saying to people who had asked me how I felt after Devontae left is I want one wide receiver that is a veteran to this game and I know can at least like do well. Like that's all I wanted. And we did not get that. And now we're struggling. We don't have a number one. I mean, we have Lazard, but honestly, he is a good number two. Like he shouldn't be the number one guy. And it's not because I don't like him, because I do, but just he's a number two. That's just what it is for me.
Well, and it's also hard because like Christian Watson came in and obviously I think we were kind of looking at him as wide receiver one, but then he was hurt. Like, the whole offseason he was hurt, and then it was a couple of these games he's hurt, and I'm just like, he hasn't had enough practice. Christian Watson in the first place is going to take a couple of years to get to his full potential, but to just only have him and Dobbs and Lazard, I mean, we do need a veteran wide receiver. We absolutely do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, think Dobbs.
Why
Dobbs
would you put all your eggs in a basket of a rookie, though? Like, why would you just be like, this guy's going to be number one? He's never played in the NFL. He knows what he's doing.
Well, and especially if, Rodgers just signed extended his contract 2 years. And it's like, okay, you have 2 years left with Aaron Rodgers because I guarantee you he's done. I don't even know that he stays for 2 years, honestly. But you know that he's done. So why are you not going to try to – our defense makes sense even though they don't look like they make sense right now. There's too many – good players on our defense for our defense to be looking this shitty.
How can you not look this shitty when you have zero time to rest?
That is true. I mean,
like when we have been going 3 and out, or even if we get a first down, like then we're going for like, we'll get out there, and we are just not giving our defense time to rest. Yeah. I do think that we overhyped them over the offseason. I think everyone as a whole did. They are not doing what they're supposed to, but they also can't get any slack right now.
I don't know that we overhype them because we do have a lot of really good players on the defense. I think it's more of our defensive coach isn't great.
Yeah, I mean, I do like on paper the people and the team. I do like it on paper. It's just not coming together then.
Yeah.
So something's got to change with that.
I agree there. So somebody said Sammy is good but injury prone. I personally was not happy about the Sammy Watkins pick. Like I was like, he's always injured. He'll be good for 2 games.
Weeks. Yeah.
And then he's done. And that's exactly where we're at right now is like, okay, he's good, but like he still to me isn't a number one wide receiver.
No, he's not a number one to me either. And that's how I felt about it too, is like, I was like, okay, we got a veteran guy, but it's like, I'm not really excited about him. Like, it's just, he was just like a filler to me.
Yeah,
Like, he was going
absolutely.
to be a number 2 or number 3 in my mind at all times. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
he is extremely injury prone. I mean, Haley and I, both living in Kansas City, hear that probably from Chiefs fans all the time
Mhm.
about how he's not going to do much. He's going to get hurt and he'll come back in the playoffs for a game and then he'll be done.
Yeah. It's not something that excited me, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody was really excited about it. I was like, why is this the route that we're going when there's so many other free agent wide receivers out there that are veterans that are, that could be a wide receiver one, and this is what we're going with. I don't know. I think that they're trying to lean on Alan Lazard. I don't understand why we're not really leaning much on the running game, honestly.
I'm very confused because I was really hoping to see Aaron Jones almost more like catching passes out there and then
Mhm.
AJ Dillon running the ball. Of course,
Mhm.
I'm going to put Aaron Jones to run the ball as well because he's very good at what he does. But I was expecting to see some catches. And we are just, because if you can't rely on those people, those wide receivers, and you don't know them, you do know him at least.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I was definitely expecting more, and I was honestly expecting our running backs to be catching passes more than they are. AJ Dillon, I mean, I love him, but I'm really not impressed with him this season. Like he's not getting very far whenever he's running the ball. And I feel like I don't know, maybe it's because it's not cold yet, and because we all know that he does really well in the cold, but I'm just like, I feel like Aaron Jones honestly is being disrespected, and then in the pressers, people
Yeah.
are like, why? What can we do to make Aaron Jones touch the ball more? And he's like, well, we'll have to figure it out. And I'm like, you turn around and you hand him the ball. Like, why are you not calling those plays? I
Yeah,
don't
like this
understand it.
last game, we go back to just not many options for Jones, I feel like, or just not enough.
Yeah.
Like he needs more because like right now, like he's getting our offense at least down the field a little bit compared to the
Yeah.
other people,
I mean, yeah, I feel like he's the only one that's really even doing anything, and we're barely even seeing him have the ball.
right? I did not
So
draft him in fantasy for this.
I think that's how everyone's feeling, because everyone thought that we were going to have to lean on our run game, and then we're just not doing it. We're going out here and we're going 3 and out in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and apparently we're just fine with that. I'm not, but apparently they are.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but we have the Commanders coming up. Obviously, Carson Wentz is out. Do we think that that will be an easy win, or are we a little bit nervous about that game as well?
I mean, at this point, don't you just have to be kind of nervous anyways? Because it's like we're coming off of 2 bad losses. Like they're not even good losses. So I'm not. I hate it because I was so confident against the Giants. Like I'm usually so pessimistic, and I was so confident, and it just shoved me in the face. But I think we're gonna win this one still. Like we gotta win. We gotta win one of them, right?
We have to
We
win
Yeah,
sometime.
we
Watch
can't
us
lose the rest of the games for the season, right?
in true Packers fashion. We're going to lose this game, and we're going to come out and we're going to win against the Bills.
Oh my god. Like but it could happen. Oh god, we have to beat this backup quarterback. I know we barely beat a third string one, but we got to beat this one, right?
Exactly. That's the problem. I'm like, okay, this really could honestly go either way, and I won't be surprised either way. Like I said, I've disconnected my emotions from the Packers right now because I'm currently in a very toxic relationship with them. And it's terrible for my mental health. So I was like, we just need a break. Like, I love you, but I'm just gonna be here from a distance right now. So
I mean, I do
no,
think
I'm
though that the Giants and the Jets, I went in thinking that they are 2 crappy teams because they have been in the past and like
mhm.
they've shown improvement this season. I don't think they're still like a good team, but like they're showing that they're better. So I think part of that was just like past tense on how I felt about them. And I don't think the Commanders are showing any like increase in abilities and stuff right now. So
No,
that's why I'm a little bit more confident, at least in this game.
I mean, they're definitely not. But honestly, I feel like every week we're just like getting worse. I'm like, okay, the Giants one was like a bad loss, right? And then I was like, surely we're not going to lose to the Jets. And then we did in a ugly
Horrible
fashion. I
fashion.
mean, like it was terrible
Complete
to watch.
dumpster fire. Exactly.
So I'm just like, okay, well, at this point, like every game we're just getting worse. And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. Like, I feel like we're either going to come out fired up about the losses and we're going to absolutely kill them, or we're just going to come out like we have been. I mean, like, you hear the players, after the games and the comments that they make. Like, I think it was Jones and Jair made some pretty weird comments after the Giants loss. And I was just like, what's going on in the locker room?
Yeah, like I do want to like what's going on? What are they thinking they're doing to correct things? Because they're not. They're not getting corrected.
Well, I really want to know, what's going on in the locker room, because like for Jair to say anything, like he doesn't really say anything other than like, I'm the best corner in the league, which, I would also probably debate that. And then like for Jones to say something, like Jones is always a really positive person.
Yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
For those two of all people to say something, like if Rodgers came out and said something, it would be like, okay, it's Aaron Rodgers. He always says some crazy
backhanded stuff.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, he's very passive aggressive. So like that doesn't mean anything to me. But for those two to come out and just, I can't even remember
concerning.
exactly
Yeah,
what they said, but I'm just like, there's something going on. And I don't know. It just makes me wonder, like, what the team energy is, because I feel like it's really low.
Well, I mean, if it's up to Matt LaFleur, it's low. But if we get our energy up, it'll be just fine, basically, right?
Yeah. Well. Anyways, that's enough of that, because we're just being Debbie Downers over here. But
we need Emily. We need Emily here tonight to tell us and be positive as she can be, and be like, confidence level 9 out of 10. We'll win this one. You leave us on the show alone, Emily, and like we're just gonna like say some negative shit the whole time.
Exactly. We're just gonna be like, no, this is no. And Emily would be like, guys, it's really not that bad.
And then cry after. Like
it's okay. We love Emily. All right. So in true Packer fashion, here's my son. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, so Thirsty Thursday. I think we've all seen the video at this point, and it's at least one of us is having a good time, because like we are not, right? Like us as fans, we're not having a good time. At least we're taking things seriously as far as it goes during practice, and we realize that we're playing like absolute dog shit, and we're trying to come back and win. Yes, at least our quarterback is doing that and nothing else. But like I said before the show and also on Twitter, it's only up from here based on this picture. I mean,
it's just some good luck nipple rubs. That's all it takes, right?
Like, honestly, what is he doing? I mean, like, it's a little bit weird that this video ended up on Twitter. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, what the hell? This is really weird. But at the same time, I'm like, our quarterback is trolling us. Like, he is absolutely trolling us.
He's one of the biggest. We know he's one of the biggest trolls, too. Like, he lives for it.
Well, Tori, it seems that you and I are not the only thirsty people on this Thursday. So, Tori's Thirsty Thursdays are a little bit better than
a little bit more PG.
So we'll go.
Oh, who's that? I know by the looks of me right now, you would never guess that could be myself But my Thirsty Thursday was for my new husband, Jared.
So crazy.
Dude, it's so weird.
Husband.
I'm very uncomfortable saying it. I'll get there eventually, but it is so weird. And that is me. That's one of our wedding pictures. So
I love it. I was gonna use Tori. Tori and I are friends on Facebook, so I saw a little bit more of her wedding photos and like photos that she was tagged, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at Tori, she's so pretty.
I still wore the Crocs. I know that Haley was super against it, but I did wear the Crocs for the wedding.
I'm not trying to tell you who to be or what to be, so I
Just
understand.
not that. I get it.
I understand.
Oh, there's my actual one. There's an actual player.
Tori is lagging.
I am. I constantly lag. But honestly, there weren't many options. I'll be honest, from the game. There weren't many highlights. So this was the best one that I saw. And it's because it looks like he has a little leap. And so it's like some athleticism's nice to see. Now let's give the guy the ball more. That would be
like he's stomping on his head even though he like did nothing. So
yes. So again, options were scarce this week for me. That's why I put myself in there.
I understand. I would have put myself in there too if I had gotten married.
Well, you've also put yourself in there already when you posted Troy. So there you go. We're even.
That is true.
Emily gets a turn now.
It's fair though. Anyway, the terrorist has gone. Oh my goodness. Okay. So my son is wilding in the background. I'm really sorry. Like it just sounded like somebody was doing construction in my home. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Just
anyways.
Bob the Builder-esque things back there.
It's fine. He's 3 and he just got back from Florida. And so he's like a different person now. He was like, I want to live in Florida.
It's like, no, you don't. That is America's armpit. Like, no, you don't.
Literally. I'm like, okay, what a weird request. It's disgustingly humid there, but okay.
Right.
Anyway, so we kind of talked about it earlier, like what's going on in the locker room and stuff. Do you think that LaFleur is a good coach, or do you think some of our losses are on him?
I mean, I feel like naturally just being the head coach, you're going to have to take some of the blame for the losses no matter what. And it's not just because like you think you should, but like they are on you. And I have seen now 2 games in a row where I feel he was basically out-coached. And so that's kind of rough to see. I think a lot of people felt that this was going to be the year to see if LaFleur is a good coach or if it is just Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And I was very excited for that, and I am not anymore. I don't want to badmouth him too much because he's got a lot of different things to deal with right now with all the different pieces that we're trying to work with. But
Tori, do you care about someone's feelings?
I would hate to say such bad things about such a good-looking man. Is all like I think that's honestly, if he looked like Bill Belichick, I would probably be saying some shit.
Or like Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, right. Like if he looked like a pound of ground beef, I would be saying some shit, but he does not. So
I completely understand that because like earlier I had my "Our Coach is Hotter Than Yours" shirt on, and I was like, you know what? I'm honestly a little bit upset with you right now, so I'm just going to take this off. I was like, I'm not wearing this right now. I don't know what my kid is doing tonight, but
just some background music. It's fine. It's our segmental music.
I'm sorry. Very unprofessional of me.
All right, we're not getting paid for this. It's fine.
You're not supposed to tell people that, Tori.
I'm just not. I take tips, though.
It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I would agree with all of what Tori said. It's really hard to talk bad about a coach whenever he looks as good as LaFleur does. But I'm starting to question him. I'm starting to question his coaching abilities. I really am. We've had no second half improvements whatsoever in any of the games. And
Oh, I see you're coming for reinforcements.
it's absolute chaos in my home tonight. I should have got a beer, or some tequila. I have a bottle of tequila in my
I told you, I
cabinet
literally
somewhere.
thought about drinking before this. Like, I have some bottles of wine in my
Did you say
fridge right
drinking,
now.
Tori?
Yep, I did.
Okay, I guess my hearing is just off tonight.
Darn. You should get that checked out.
Wish this was tequila because I can't deal with life right
I mean,
now.
like, the question of the day for me is, like, will I end up drinking more on Sunday during the game because of how bad it is, or on my wedding night? Who is to say?
I mean, honestly, I feel like either one is fair. Like, you're from Minnesota. There's some pretty heavy drinkers up there. And, your family was here. I mean, I don't know.
I started drinking at 7:30, and I did not stop until probably 1 in the morning.
Yeah, that checks out. I don't know.
Checks all boxes for me. Honestly, a superpower, I don't get hangovers.
Well, that's nice because I drank one drink and I already feel like I'm hungover. So I guess that's what happens when you have kids and you go 9 months without drinking.
That sounds terrible. Just don't have kids. It's fine.
10 out of 10 would agree. Don't have kids. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're loud and they interrupt everything. You can't do anything by yourself anymore. You should try to see me try to go to the bathroom. He stands outside the door screaming "mommy" the whole time, banging on the door. Yeah, no, it's fine. One day, you and Jared might decide to have children.
Maybe. Great. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but that bridge is a little bit down the road, like a long ways down the road.
That's fine, but just know that you would be like carrying a D1 athlete in your womb. So
linebacker for sure. I don't know if anyone can tell by the way that my shoulders take up almost my whole camera, but we got some big shoulders. And then we'd have some height on us because I'm just a little bit taller than Haley, which is helpful. And Jared could fit Haley in his pocket. So
it's true. How tall is Jared? 6'4"?
No, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
He says 6'2", but I'm like 5'9", 5'10", and like, you tower me. Like he's closer to 6'3", I say.
I would agree with that. Like, we always joke that I could fit in Jared's pocket because I really probably could. And then Tori always talks about how tall he is, and I was like, okay, well, it's just like normal size. And then
you're like, I know exactly how tall that is. And then you saw him,
and then I met him, and I was like, wow, she wasn't lying.
Like, it's like the whole time she was like just looking up at both of us. Like, I'm sure your neck hurt from all that extension.
It did. I'm sure your guys is hurt from looking down at me.
Yeah, no, I can't stand like that. That's why I have a double chin. It's not because of who I am. It's because I have to look down on people.
See, okay, so I'm not the only one. Like, I'm literally like always on my phone. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm like, I'm always looking down. And in the midst of looking down, I'm like, this is why I have a double chin. Because all I do is look down.
But mine's not for my phone. Mine's just for small people.
Well, it's a little bit different because I am small people, so I can look down on no one. Kingston is half of my size and he is 3.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, are you sure you're done growing? Like, you don't have any more in the back, like way of your life or something?
No.
Are you sure?
No gas left in the tank, I promise.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. Because, like, honestly, the last time I was your height, I think I was in 3rd grade, maybe. Like, I was like 5'7" in 6th grade.
Yeah. See, at this rate, I'm like, Kingston's going to be my height at like 6 years old. Okay. My kid is 3 feet 5 inches and I am 5'1".
Oh my God. No, then I was your height in like 2nd grade. I thought you were 5'3".
5'3". You think I was?
Dang, you're just so. I thought you were just so tall at 5'3", but
Man, you thought I
no.
had 2 more inches on me. If I
2
were a man,
inches
I would
makes a
take that and
difference,
run with
that's for
it.
sure.
So I'm saying, if I were a man, I would take that and run with it. I'd be like, Tori said I would have 2
I
more
got those
inches,
2
and I
extra
really
inches.
I hope the people from my job are not watching this right now.
Oh my God. Jared just texted me because he's watching, and he says, I could literally use Haley as a football.
Oh my God. Jared is over here just thinking about, like,
just tossing Haley back and forth.
Not only can she fit in my pocket, I can also throw her across a football field.
Perfect spiral every time.
Love that. I'll just tuck and roll.
There you go. You'll be fine.
Anyways, back to the Packers. Even
Do
though
we need to?
Like, it's painful and it's really hard to talk about right now. Like, Tori and I were talking before this. We were like, we thought that this would be really fun, just talking about the Packers every week. It turns out when they suck, it's really hard to talk about the Packers every week.
It's not as fun, which who would have thought? That's weird.
Man, I don't know. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Love the Packers when they're doing good or bad. It's just like, it's really hard to keep saying the same things over and over again.
Because we're not changing. Like, there's been, like you said, there's nothing from first half to second half to improve that they've showed. And now there's none, like, from game whatever to, the last game to this one probably. It's going to be the same story. I hope they prove me wrong.
I hope they do too. But honestly, at this point, freaking Aaron Rodgers out here rubbing his nipples in practice. For those of you that missed it, here it is again.
The highlight of this whole thing is just Aaron Rodgers rubbing the nips.
I mean, like, did he go on another trip? Is he
maybe he
good?
Needs to.
Like, please, at this point, please.
And if he's on one, can he at least be considerate enough to give us all of one too? It'd be nice to be happy.
Tori just got married and she said, be nice to be happy. Oh my God.
With football. My goodness.
We need Emily. Immediately, we need Emily.
You're right. Emily, where are you? I don't remember.
If you're watching this right now, please come back.
Emily's parents tell her to get back in that office.
I don't even know where she's at.
I don't. Why was it wasn't this chaotic when it was Emily and me? Why is it? Is it you? Are you the drama?
It's 100% me, and I will fully take responsibility because I am an adult.
Barely. You're 5'1".
Okay, I'm 25 and 5'1". I'm a mother.
That's your fault. That's not mine.
It's not my fault. It's my son's dad's fault. Anyway.
You're right. Men. Anyways, do you think that this is going to be Rodgers' last year?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Tori. Tori, do I need to bring it back again? What about this says I'm playing for another year? Nothing about this video says I'm playing for another year.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
Because this is painful. This is nothing but pain. The Packers bring me nothing but pain.
It is not good. I really hope it's not. I hope it's not his last year because I wanted him
to play like shit again next year.
I wanted him to get used to these people, Haley, and like let them get used to him and then hopefully come back better next year. And I would also love for us to acquire a good wide receiver free agent or something. Again, a veteran. I don't want us to rely on another rookie. And we'll just blow the draft picks anyways. We always do. And so I don't want him to go out like this. He is better than this. And that's why he needs to pick it up, because if he does truly want to be done after this year, you do not want to be remembered like this.
I get it. We all watched Big Ben do this.
Yeah, and that's what I don't want. That's why I'm like, do we have if he I don't think he's going downhill. I think he's making some shitty decisions because he's frustrated. I don't think this is all entirely like he's just playing really okay, he is playing really bad. It's not that he is bad now. It's
It's
just
not
like I
that
think
he's
he's
bad.
frustrated.
It's just he's not as good.
He's just not making good decisions, and I don't know if it's cuz he was so used to like having someone out and like if he had someone back there and he was just used to it, but I don't know. It's not good.
No, it's not good.
It's
I
not
mean,
even okay.
obviously it's not all on Rodgers. I mean, we have to think that some of it is play calling and some of it is
Drop passes. My
rookie wide
God.
receivers, drop passes, but at some point also like why are we not running the ball more? I mean, I feel like we've said this every week. I'm tired of saying it. I really am. But Aaron Jones is being disrespected by this organization and by Aaron Rodgers. I feel like it is a personal attack at this point. I'm being very dramatic. It's not a personal attack.
But it feels that
Please
way.
do not say that. Do not tweet this per source personal attack on Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
But it feels that way.
it's been a rough year. I think we can all agree with that. It's been a rough year.
So I'm just gonna bring this comment in because this is really funny to me. Tori and I talk all the time about how we hate our voices.
I have
And
said that I sound like a pig getting castrated. I hear me, I'm like, I'm so annoying. And and if you all feel the same, I don't blame you one bit. I am very annoying sounding.
I agree, not about you, but about myself. Like, we've had the conversations before where it's really hard for us to listen back on our episodes because then we have to like listen to ourselves talk again. And it's just painful. And it's something that I don't like putting myself through. But it's obviously needed so that way we can grow and our podcast can grow and we can do better. Like, this episode has been a complete shit show, but
Thanks,
neither
Emily.
here nor there.
It's
Yeah,
Emily's
we'll just
fault.
put that blame on Emily since she's not here and she just left us unattended. Like, honestly, Emily is the babysitter.
I know that you are a mother, but Emily is our mother.
I would agree with that. And Emily's parents are our parents. So,
And I'm just like the drunken uncle that shouldn't be left out and unattended for, I feel like.
it's fine. I'm sure you have nothing but knowledge to give to the kids.
I give great life experiences. Like, that's what I lived through, and that's what my advice is through. It's like, hey, you know what? A dime bag shouldn't cost that much.
They're ripping you off. You heard it from Tori. For any and all needs, dime bag related, hit Tori up. She'll let you know. Anyways, any final thoughts on the Packers right now? Because honestly, I feel like we've said the same thing every week. We're fed
just
up.
fucking around.
Yeah.
We're trying our best, maybe. I mean, to an extent.
Best to get our nipples hard, maybe.
Oh, no. I didn't think the Packers are trying their best. They're not. I think we are trying our best to talk about them.
We are, but you can only say so much whenever it's the same thing every week.
I know. If I could see some change, then maybe I'd have something more to talk about. Hopefully next week goes better. I really think we're going to beat the Commanders. Like, we have to.
If we don't beat the Commanders, this is all Tori's fault.
If we don't beat the Commanders, I will be drinking multiple bottles of wine on this show next week.
If we don't beat the Commanders, we will be drinking multiple bottles of wine together on this show next week. We will just be pouring them on each other at that
And
point.
I hope that everyone watching grabs a bottle as well.
I hope so too. So might even be tequila next week if we don't beat the Commanders.
If it's bad, yeah. If it's anything like the last two games, yeah.
I can agree with that. Anyways, that is all that we have for tonight. I'm sorry that we are, negative Nancy's over here tonight, but our sweet, precious Emily is gone. And so that just leaves Tori and I. But we hope that the Packers put on a much better performance this Sunday. And hopefully we have positive news to report next week, and we can create a more positive space for you guys next week. Until then, you can follow us at Bales of Hay with 5 Ys on Twitter and at Tori Piat on Twitter as well. Tori should probably change her last name at this point.
I'm going to have to wait. We haven't gone on a honeymoon. Clearly, I'm here. And so, like, if we're going out of country, I'm keeping my passport because it's not, I don't have to renew it. So I'll figure it out. And like to change my last name for my license for work is a bitch and a half. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there as well.
That's fair. But anyways, you can also follow us over at Game On WI on Twitter, and then make sure to subscribe to Game On Wisconsin YouTube as well. And we will see you all next week.